What's up, D Plushies 101 Workshop? In today's video, I'm also, by the way, if you can't tell, I'm rocking my D Plushies 101 FB group shirt that I made, I got made the other day. I was gonna give this to David, but I decided that I'm just gonna make him a card. But anyways, this is my elf hat that I got from Walmart. I'm not sure how much it was because I threw out the thing. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, I wanted to read you guys a story called my own story called The Monkey Pilot Squad by Matthew X. Reyes. That is by me, you guys. That is by me. I'm the only Matthew X. Reyes probably in existence. I don't know. There could be others. I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and read it. So, The Monkey Pilot Squad by Matthew X. Reyes. Chapter 1, The Place We've Been. So the past was a bit crazy for the original Monkey Pilot Squad. Crash, Douglas, and Dipper went through time to go to the two other cartoon worlds. Then there was the cave where Crash became a pirate. Then there were more worlds we visited. And then it was the greatest home we could ever have. Crash lived in the C10 movie theater. Then Crash and his new team would go to Spooky Island. The people they had to defeat, they had a lot of enemies. I guess you could call them villains. But then Crash was on a motorcycle on the way back to the C10 movie theater. Then a drunk driver hit him, making him go into the tree, dying on scene. Douglas died due to a forest fire. Then Dipper turned evil and had to be put down. So now their family was there. There was Floppy, Mr. Dapperman, and Magilla. That was their family. Magilla had an idea. He wanted to take his brother's place and become a superhero. As they were in tears, so was the whole world. As they saluted the three superheroes, legends, it was about time they saw the love for the superheroes. They must be loved. Maybe if love is shown, God will give us a chance for them to come back to life. That didn't happen, sadly. So now we headed home. When we did, there was a crowd of people thanking all of us. So that gave me the idea. The idea was to get a group and help save the world from evil. Now there were a few others that Magilla knew that he'd love to invite. So he wrote the letter. Now it was time to put it in the mailbox. As he was doing that, someone drove up. Chapter 2, The Grieving Process. As the days got harder for Magilla, he didn't want to be a superhero. He thought he could handle it, but realized he couldn't, so he decided to give the outfit to Floppy. So he called Floppy and told him what was going on. Then Mr. Dapperman was being called by Floppy. Floppy told him what was going on. Magilla was very depressed, couldn't handle losing his brother. That's when the two of them looked out for Magilla. Magilla said, "I don't want to be a superhero." Then Floppy said, "You always wanted to be like your brother. No need to give up you gotta live life to the fullest." Magilla, "Your brother wouldn't want you like this. I'm sorry, but it's true. If you want to become a superhero with us, it would be the two of us." After Floppy said that, then Magilla was in a better mood. Then Floppy asked how we become superheroes. Mr. Dapperman asked the same question. Then Magilla asked if anyone had a car. Then Floppy said, "Yeah, it's in the garage." "Why?" We're gonna need to use it." As Floppy opened up the garage door, the car was pink, no hood, with a weight ribbon on the sides. Also, bananas on the back. The license plate said Banana Life. So whose car is this? You want to know the truth? Yes. Fine. The car is yours. So you will be the leader of the superhero team, what we will call ourselves the Monkey Pilot Squad. As McGilla wanted the same name as Crash's team, there was no argument there. Chapter 3, Going to the Place. That car that drove up that day as we were driving, it was following us, meaning we three were just wanting to get to the place. As they were getting ready to turn into the place, the mysterious car passed them. Then it was time to get out of the car. When they got out, Floppy asked what this place was. It's all boarded up, he said. It was my brother's secret hideout. So what do you mean? I mean, this was my brother's place. Ah, okay. What are you going in the car for? I'm getting a crowbar to break the door open so we can get in. As they started to tear the walls down, a police officer arrived asking what we were doing here. Floppy said, "Tell the officer." "Tell me what?" McGilla finally came out with it. "This is my brother's place. I got paperwork stating it's his place. So what are you going to do to us?" "Well, if you have paperwork, I will not arrest you." As McGilla went to check his glove department, the paperwork was there, so he grabbed it. Then he gave it to the cop. Mr. Dapperman also said, "Here, you might need this, McGilla," as Mr. Dapperman handed him a magnifying glass. Then the cop left the C10 movie theater telling us to be careful. As we did, we opened up the door. The mysterious car came back, and we wondered who it was. Once the mysterious person came, he rolled down his window. Chapter 4, The Mysterious One. As they rolled down the window, the mysterious person was green and looked angry. He said his name was Mike. He told us he used to roll with Crash. As Mike was a superhero, now Mike told us he has his own team. McGilla and Floppy asked what they were doing here. Mike said, "I was taking a crew, the Villain Hunters. I was taking my crew, the Villain Hunters, to see where I used to be." Then Mike said, "I'm sorry about your brother," McGilla said, "Thank you." "So, did he tell you about our enemy we went after a year ago?" McGilla said, "No. He didn't. Mr. Dapperman was McGilla's conscience. As Mr. Dapperman told McGilla, your brother was a hero." Then Mike said, let me introduce you to my crew. So this is Dill. He can trap people in gum nets. Bernie has the powerful sniffer. Snuggles has the power of persuasion. Then I have the raunchy onion breath. Now, maybe we should get out of the car. So as they got out, Mike said, "Come with me." The door was an actual elevator. On the side, it took us all to the basement, where there was a machine. So Mike turned it on, said, "Here, get in, both of you." As they both got in separate pods, as Mike turned the power on, the machine lost control. So they got out of the machine. Then they went to see what their powers were. The powers were just as important as being a superhero. Use your powers for good, not evil. Make sure to not hurt anyone. Floppy had the power of a wizard. Then McGilla's power was he could cure cancer. As McGilla seen what he had, he cried. As McGilla seen what he had, he cried. Chapter 5, My Conscience. Where he came from is a mystery. When I heard voices, I thought I was losing my mind, but wasn't. I may not see him, but he is there, whether I like it or not. So I named him Mr. Dapperment. Now he lives inside me, but now I will have no choice but to hunt my conscience down to see where it's coming from. Floppy doesn't see or hear him, it's just me. So I asked if there was something to do to get rid of the voice. That's when Mike said, "Hop in the machine, I'll scan you." McGillis said, "Okay, I will." So as he hopped in, he saw there was a chip on his head that he had no idea about. That's when he broke the chip. Then Mr. Dapperment and Popper saw. So they took a trip from the North Pole to Michigan. Now it was time. Mike tracked the location of the chip. Even though it was broken, they could still scan the chip. So they started to scan it. Popper presses the emergency disappear button. Then poof, it was gone. Then McGilla's phone rang. As he answered, they examined Crash's body again. They ended up finding the real reason behind his brother's death. That day he was killed was no accident. It was done by a bear by the name of Lotzie. So as he dropped the phone, Mike asked what happened, and so did Floppy and the rest of the team. So Mike, you said you used to know Crash while he fought. Mike said, "Yeah, I was right beside him." Then McGilla asked him the question, "Do you know or ever heard of a bear by the name of Lotzie?" "Yeah, why?" "We put him in prison for life." Mike asked, "Why you ask?" Chapter 6, He's Back. The reason I ask is because he's back. McGill said, then Floppy asked, who, Lotzie? Who Lotzie was? That's when Mike explained that Lotzie was someone who teamed up with a guy by the name of Jasper. Jasper killed Crash's whole family and let him to live. Floppy said, well, that makes sense. Why is he after us now? Well, we don't know. If he's after us, McGilla said, so what should we do? Well, we wait. Mike said, if anything happens, my team is ready and they will defeat the villains. That's what the villains hunters are about. So now that they are ready, Popper and Mr. Dapperment were ready to meet Lotzie. So when they got to Lotzie's hideout, which was the South Flint Plaza, that was also abandoned, they met there. So as Mr. Dapperment and Popper got there, they got out and went in. So when they entered the door shut, and there was Jasper, ready to knock out the two. So Jasper hit them with a wooden board, knocking them out. Then they were picking up and tied up. They were asked so many questions. When they woke up, one of the questions was, did you work for Crash? Then they said, who? That's when Jasper yelled at them, telling them, you better answer me or else I will end you. Okay. We were spying on his little brother. He said something about his brother Crash dying. How did he die? By an oncoming car. I don't know. They broke our chip on him, so there's no way of telling. Well, we are all going to get our revenge. I'm not gonna stop till they're all gone off the earth. Chapter 7, The Cancer Patient. As Miguel was ready to fight, he got a call. The call was from the hospital. Floppy said to put it on speaker. As Mike, Bernie, Snuggle, and Dill overheard the kid needed help. The kid's name was Christmas Star. Christmas Star was fighting cancer really badly, so he wanted to meet a superhero before he died. As he was having trouble breathing, his parents were crying because they knew if the superhero did not come soon, he would die. So the Monkey Pod Squad and the villain hunters packed up the car. They were off to DePlushie's hospital. As they arrived, they hurried upstairs but were stopped by security. The security said, "Where do you think you're going?" McGilla said. We're going to see a boy who is suffering from cancer." That's when the doctors told the security guard we were with them. Then the doctor said, "This way." As the little boy was too sick to say anything, he was about to pass away. His parents were in tears. Then his last words were, "I want this world to be peaceful." Then McGilla and the rest of the team were crying. When McGilla did this, he then used his powers to cure a little boy's cancer. As he did that, his parents were so grateful. You could save a lot more kids' lives. Well, he has a lot more to live for. As the doctors rushed in, they never saw anything like it. Then Christmas Star woke up and said, "How did you do it, and why?" Then McGilla said, "I did it. I didn't want you gone, little buddy. I can't see a little kid die. I just can't." Chapter 8, The Death. As McGilla went to two other hospitals to stop kids from dying of cancer, meanwhile, Lotzie and Jasper had tied up Mr. Dappermint and Popper. As Jasper held his ray gun at Mr. Dappermint's last words were, "I'm sorry I got us in this mess, Popper. Tell my family I love them." Then Zingers came in, took the ray gun, and killed Mr. Dappermint. That is when they pulled a bag over Popper's head and dropped him off at the C10. As everyone was on their way back to the C10 after visiting hospitals, all that Popper could see was a bag over his head, so he didn't know if it was the day or night out. So as McGilla and everyone else arrived, Bernie sniffed someone. As McGilla said, "What's he sniffing?" That's when Mike said, "I think he smells something or it could be someone." So both crews followed. Then they said, "I saw something in the distance." So Bernie went to the mysterious bag, as so did the crew. As Mike told Bernie to get off the bag, Bernie said, "There is something moving in the bag." Then as there was Mike opened the bag. Then there was a penguin inside. The penguin's mouth was duct taped shut. Then McGilla took the duct tape off of him. As McGilla did that, the penguin said, "This note is for you." As McGilla took it from the penguin said his name was Popper. Popper said his partner was killed by a guy named Zingers. As Mike said, "That name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure who it is." As Floppy said, What does the note say? I want to go to our home and read it. I get nervous at reading stuff like this." So he did just that. Chapter 9, The Note. As McGilla started making his way to his room, he started to stare at the note. Then he unfolded the piece of paper, then started reading the note. That's when McGilla started crying. He ran out the door as he dropped the note. As Floppy yelled, "Where are you going, McGilla?" Then he slammed the door to the C10. As Floppy went after him, he picked up the note. Everyone asked Floppy what the note said. Then He read the note out loud. The note said from Zingers. To whoever Crash's little brother is. Anyways, this is Zingers. Crash don't know me, but he knew Jasper and Lotsie. So we were the ones who killed your brother. I killed Popper's partner. You know, it was a fun time driving that car, speeding into your brother. So you know what's so funny is I'm thinking of making a list of who will be my next victim, Mike or Floppy. So here's what I want you to do. So I want you to meet me on Tuxedo Avenue on Huron Street. If you fail to meet me, I will gladly bulldoze the home you're in down. So you have an hour to get in your car and meet me. Oh, bring your friend. Bring your friends. They won't make it out alive. So get in your car and come. Can't wait to meet you. Sincerely, Zingers. P.S. Don't bring any weapons. That's how to get yourself killed. So since that wraps it up, note to you. See you in an hour, buddy. Remember Tuxedo Avenue and Huron Street. If you're not there, I will gladly blow up your home. Well, blow your home up. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's chapter 1 through chapter 8. I'll show you guys the pictures if I can't switch it around, which sucks. But if you guys want to read it for yourself, the link, I will try to put it in the description if it'll let me, which I don't think it will. I don't know how to do that. So yeah, but anyways, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I will show you guys the pictures on the next video. Peace out. Peace.